Hi, this is Aisha Anime, and I'm here at LAGC 2017 with Mr. Quinton Flynn.
Hello.
And everyone's super excited to meet Quinton. Even so much that everyone's like, no, he's not coming. No, but he's here. He's really here, aren't you?
Physically here, yes.
And this is your first time in London, isn't it?
Well, it's my first time appearing at a convention in London.
Yeah.
But I have been here before.
And how do you feel so far about the event?
I love it. You've been great, everyone's been great, so it's just been wonderful.
Have there been any memorable moments so far?
Well, I've seen some costumes that were rather revealing that I don't think I'll ever forget. Now that could be incredible, or it could be incredible.
And what have been your favourite cosplays of your characters that you voiced?
There was a young lady here today who was from Glasgow, and she was dressed as Reno, and she was brilliant. She looked just like Reno, except with a Glaswegian accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
And what's been your most popular catchphrase that people have asked you to say?
That would be Axel from Kingdom Hearts. Got it memorized. Always. Yeah.
Has there been any shocked reactions over people looking at your, for example, your character pictures going, oh my God, you did that?
Yes. There are people who come up and their minds are blown. And they've said to me, mind blown. You know, you did this in my childhood and this, and I grew up on this, and this meant so much to me, and this meant so much to me. And it's kind of amazing, you know, because I hear it, but sometimes I can absolutely take it in. Other times I feel like they're talking about somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I really look at them and I really listen to them, like, wow. It's amazing what kind of effect a character and a story can have on someone's life. I know what has influenced me, but to hear that my work is influencing someone else is, I don't know, it's mind-blowing. It really is.
And we were discussing before, you were saying how people wanted to film you saying stuff, and you were like, oh, it doesn't feel right, it should just be my voice rather than the picture there.
Yeah, in fact, there was one gentleman last night who wanted me to record something, and I said, I'm happy to do it, but I prefer to do the voice for that reason, that you listen and then you hear the character and you see the character in your mind's eye saying it instead of seeing me say it, which I said could be great for you, but I said there's stuff on YouTube of me doing that, and I said, I don't know, I prefer not to see it, and I think it takes away some of the magic.
And the actual essence, isn't it? You want them to be in love with the character, not you.
Yeah, exactly. Now, when I'm doing impressions of other people, that's something else entirely. Hey! It's Quittin Mania here, ladies and gentlemen. The girls are going screaming by. They have no idea where I am. I've been held in a secret cage. And they just let me out for this interview.
Oh my God, I lost my whole train of thought there.
That was good. That's fine. That's a pair of panties. Okay.
See that everywhere here, on their heads as well.
That's true.
Have you managed to catch any of the panels on stage since you've been here?
Just my own, and it was brilliant. Yeah, I have to say, it really went off without a hitch.
You had everyone rolling in laughter, actually.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It was good crack, you know. Great questions, and Dominique, who is a volunteer here, was out there with the microphone.
Yeah.
She was on it, and you know, sometimes we had to have some interpretation done because some people, I was saying perhaps English as a second language, and yet it was their first language. And then I realized that I had the same problem, so it all evened out in the end.
And talking about panels, everyone in London is crazy about this bit of footage that I found of you on YouTube where you prank phone call one of your friends, David Hayter. Yeah. So a lot of people are really interested in how that came about.
Yeah, that was interesting. I was at a convention, I want to say I was in Wichita, Anime Wichita. I could be right, I could be wrong. I just remember I was doing an 18+ panel where I do a lot of impressions and comedy and you know, I just kind of roll with it. And they asked me if I actually knew David. And I said, oh, sure, we're good friends. And you mean you could call him up? I said, yeah, I'll do that right now. So I just, you know, and I said, it's going to voicemail. So then I left this message on his machine with the mic up so they could hear me. And I think I did a bit of Sean Connery into his voicemail. And then as we were carrying on, he actually called back. So I took the call, and they're freaking out, and I said, "Now, David, do you mind if I put you on speaker to say hello to one and all?" And they, "Yeah, not a problem." And so they got to say hello, and their minds were just, again, blown. When I didn't get it, I thought, well, it's just David. And for them, it's Raiden and it's a snake. These icons coming together, and we're hearing them. You know, it's kind of like some parallel universe. And it was blowing their mind. So now I get why.
Well, the enemy's having a good banter. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was cool. And I will tell you this, not many people know this, but David and I met years before. And when we were in our early acting careers, we guested on a Spider-Man, I believe it was called Ultimate Wars episode. It's like a 2-part episode. I was playing the Human Torch from the Fantastic Four, and he was playing Captain America. So that's the first time he and I had actually worked together, and then it would be years later before the Metal Gear franchise came about, and we both came on to these roles that would be as iconic as they were, and they still are.
Looking at, because you've done a few cartoons, anime versus gaming, is there any platform that you kind of prefer? Because I know it's all different, because with anime you have to follow the flaps, whereas gaming you can kind of own it, right?
Yeah, I prefer acting for video games because it gives me an opportunity to stretch and be more real. I mean, I've done tons of comedy as well, but there seems to be more of an arc for the characters, and you know, there's, depending on the character, there can be loads of lines or loads of pages, and you never know where it's going to go. And there have to be alternate takes, you know, depending on how the player succeeds or fails. So that's kind of cool. I do like doing animated work, Western animation, where they will animate to us, and that's fine. I like the ensemble work, but there's something magical about the video game voice acting that we do, that sometimes I will work person to person like you and I are talking now.
Oh, okay.
And then other times they will isolate and separate us and record us separately. Then they have to marriage, you know, they have to make a union of the two performances and make it work. And I was watching a playthrough, or an outtake, if you will, of Jesse McCartney and I doing Roxas and Axel, and it even sucked me in to a point where at the end I went, I can't believe. First of all, I was believing that they were the characters, which is me, to say it was me fooling me. And then I thought, it sounds like they're exactly in the same scene that I'm watching. I can't believe they were recorded separately, which hats off to the directors and the producers, because they had to suss out what they wanted from us individually while thinking collectively about the scene and putting us together. Kind of like musical instruments, really.
Like accompaniments, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you get hounded by fans regarding like dates of games being released because you're in Metal Gear Solid and obviously Kingdom Hearts?
Always. Yeah. They will ask. They've asked about Kingdom Hearts 3, and I said, I've heard nothing. They said, come on. No, I haven't. And I said, even if I did, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that I haven't heard, which is better than me saying I have heard, but I can't tell you, because therefore you know I'm not holding anything back from you. And usually the fans know before I do.
Because they're searching the dark interwebs, finding any piece of information they can find.
No, it's true.
What's been, because we know you have tons of fans, what's been the weirdest gift you've ever received?
Gosh, I've probably blanked it out in my mind because it probably sickened me so much. I thought it was the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, nothing comes to mind. There have been some odd food choices people have made to share with me.
Okay.
I would just say some of the cooler things that are, I had a sea salt ice cream that was given to me, but it wasn't made of ice cream, it was a candy.
Okay.
And it tasted delicious, so I finally had an opportunity to taste sea salt. You know, like a blue ice cream cone, but candy.
Oh, okay.
So that was really cool. And then a guy last night here, actually, he and his brother had designed this artwork for me of a gray fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were there. You saw, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful work. And so I was just thrilled to get that. That it was one of those things that you see, you've got to hang on your wall right away. So rather than the odd choices, I remember the good ones.
Yeah.
But certainly I've had, people want me to sign their Converse, you know,
shoes,
high tops, yeah, or what do you call them? Chuck Taylors, some people call them. So I've signed shoes, I've signed arms, breasts, thighs, ass cheeks. I think I signed a baby's head one time. Either that or it was just a very strange dream.
A very strange dream.
So if I signed your baby's head, please write me a letter and let me know how that worked out.
How long it took before it washed off.
Yeah.
So while you've been, because you've been to London before, what sightseeing have you done and you quite liked?
Well, not much this trip, but before I've taken in all the sights. I will say I was about here a year and a half ago, and my cousin Jonathan and I went to see Noel Gallagher at Royal Albert Hall during the Roger Daltrey Teenage Cancer Trust Fund benefit that they do each year, and it was a week of performers. So we came down from Yorkshire to see the performance, and it was amazing because I'd seen the Royal Albert Hall from outside wandering around, you know, as a tourist some years ago and taking pictures. But this time to actually go inside and see this magnificent venue and just feel the history and see the raked seating and how, you know, sharp of an angle it is. And the place really is smaller than you'd imagine. On film and TV, it looks so large, and it is grand in its splendor. And the sound, the acoustics are amazing. But to be there with Jonathan, to see the legends who've gone through there before, to know the history, and then to see how the crowd here in England, they're much like the crowd at football games. They chant, they sing, they know everything, and they knew every single song that Gallagher was playing, and they were his solo songs, maybe 2 or 3 Oasis tunes. And they stood and they sang along, and it was like a party the whole time. So for me, that was incredible. I'd never experienced that in the US or anywhere else. And, you know, of course, I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan. And so years ago, I went to 221B Baker Street to the Sherlock Holmes Museum. This is way before Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
Before it became cool.
Okay, but I love them, I do. But I'm a huge fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce, who originated the characters in that very famous movie serials I watched as a kid, the old black and white films. So that really spoke to me. Piccadilly Square, yeah?
Yeah.
Where else have I been? I mean, I had to go to the Zebra Crossing EMI Studios.
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road, on Abbey Road, which is where the Beatles and so many other brilliant artists
recorded.
Right?
Yeah.
And at the time when I had gone there some years ago, there were other people visiting. So I had someone take a photo of me, and then some Japanese tourists came up to have me take a photo of them, but they didn't speak English. So it was a lot of, yeah. So, and I did, and we did, and they did, and it was great.
And everyone was happy.
Yeah, so, you know, and just to be around the people. I was saying to you, I believe, I'm more a man of the people. I love being on the tube, you know, I like getting on the train, walking around, just chatting people up and seeing the differences and looking at the adverts, you know, and just being a part of. That's really more fun for me than seeing anything else. It's kind of seeing the differences and the similarities at the same time, and the magic that's just here in life. And I'm sure there are other great places to go. So I think you mentioned Camden would be fun.
Camden's great for the music scene, as you're really interested in. Also for fashion, also people watching.
Yeah,
brilliant. And then they've also got all types of different street food. So it's great. It's like a diversity of everything there.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So far, amazing. It's going to continue.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like you're really British at heart.
Yes.
So like, if you were able to take 3 people to the pub, who would they be?
Of my family or friends?
No, 3 people, any 3 people in the world.
Living or dead?
Yeah, can be.
Oh. Well, Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
Gene Wilder.
Okay.
We'd have to resurrect him.
Oh.
I don't know how we're going to do it. Well, I'd have to say Paul McCartney. You know, that was actually my first choice, but I had to go with Gallagher because he's so witty and wry and dry. I just want to meet the man. Wilder, huge influence on me and inspiration. Great heart. And McCartney, again, who hasn't he touched with his music? So right there, those 3. And right now, if somebody else is listening who's friend or family member and I haven't mentioned you, I apologize. I was wrong and I'm sorry.
And it's been amazing speaking to you. And this has been Aisha Anime and Quinton Flynn at London Anime Gaming Con 2017. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're the greatest. She's the greatest. You're the greatest. You're great. You're great. Hey, it's great stuff. Mind yourself. Go veggie.